Hi everyone, this is Professor Mayunger and you are watching ERUDIRE Plus, the professional CAD/CAM solution provider. Let's get started. Hello viewers, this is our 31st exercise and we'll be modeling this one using Autodesk Fusion 360. We are having here 4 different views, and from these views it is clear that it is better to start from this front view, right? So without wasting time, let us start our modeling using Autodesk Fusion 360. First of all, we need to create a new design, and that can be saved by the name of exercise 31, and you can save it to a specific folder by the name of Fusion. It is saved by the name of exercise 31, and as I told before, we need to start sketching from here, and we are initiating this one from front plane. Now let us see the drawing again for understanding this. Initially we'll make this U profile, and that means we need to provide 2 concentric semicircles of diameter 80 mm and radius 60 mm. That means we need to provide 2 concentric semicircles of radius 40 and 60 mm, and again this one to be extended by length of 21.3 mm in the left hand side, right? First of all, we'll make some construction lines, starting with line. Hit L as a shortcut for line, and let us create 2 lines here itself. This is one line, and again we can create another line. Let us provide this line starting from here. At random lines we are making, right? And to make it construction line, let us select these lines again and hit X. Now this is a construction line. Let us see that. Now we need to provide this U shape. That means we need to provide 2 concentric semicircles of radius 60 and 40 mm. As this diameter is 80, so radius will be 40 mm. So we need to provide 2 concentric semicircles of radius 40 and 60 mm, right? So create arc. It will be center point arc, and we can create arc from here. Initially we are drawing arc at random, and you can provide smart dimension later on, right? It will be having radius of 40 and 60 mm. So this one is 40 mm, and the external one is having radius of 60 mm. Done. You can see the drawing again. From the center position we need to move again by 21.3 mm, right? So from here we can join some lines. 21.3 mm. Done. Again we start from here, and you can drag this one and join it here, and finally you can join this part. This is made. Exactly the same way we need to make it in the downside also. We can track it accordingly and join this part. This is not fully defined, so we need to put smart dimension to this one at a down portion. From here to here, this one also will be having the length of 21.3 mm, and this one is also 20 mm. The sketch is fully defined, so we can finish the sketch, and that to be extruded to a specific depth. Let us see the depth of extrusion. It will be extruded to a depth of 40 mm, and we'll extrude this one from this middle plane symmetrically, right? So depth of extrusion is 40 mm, and that to be extruded symmetrically from the middle plane. So we can start extrusion from here, and from direction we can select this one symmetric, and for measurement we can select whole length to be measured by 40 mm. Done. Next to that, we need to create some concentric circles at a distance of 50 mm from the center. We want to create 2 circles, and that will be provided on the bottom plane, right? We need to make this one from the bottom plane. At the bottom plane we need to provide 2 concentric circles of diameter 70 and 40 mm. That will be at a distance of 50 mm from the previous circles, right? You can select top plane from here. This is the top plane. Now from here, specific distance away of 50 mm, we need to create 2 concentric circles of diameter 40 and 70 mm, right? Start creating line from here. Let us select the line again and hit X. This is a construction line, and the distance of this one should be 50 mm. Now here at this location we need to provide 2 concentric circles of diameter 40 and 70 mm. Start sketching lines. Let us create circles, and this one will be having diameter of 40 mm, and the second one will be having diameter of 70 mm. Enter. Done. Sketch is fully defined. So finish the sketch, and that to be extruded to a specific depth, right? You can see the drawing. Now while extrusion we need to offset this sketch also. While extrusion we need to offset this one by a depth of 40 mm, because we made the sketch at this location, and that we offset by a depth of 40 mm, and the extrusion depth will be 30 mm, right? So start extrusion and select the specific areas to be extruded, and in this case the extrusion will start by an offset of 40 mm, and the depth of extrusion will be 30 mm. And in operation we are considering this one to be joined with the parent body. So this is made, right? Now the same thing to be mirrored with respect to this top plane. So you can create mirror. As this one is single body, we need to provide a mirror of features. Let us select the mirror to be featured and can select that mirror plane. This is the mirror plane, so it is done, right? Fine. You can see the drawing what to be done again. You can see from center of this one at a distance of 80 mm away, we need to create one plane. On that plane, we need to create some circular profile and that to be extruded up to the surface, right? So we need to create one plane at a distance of 80 mm from this surface, right? Or from this plane. So construct offset plane. From here at a distance of 80 mm, we need to create this plane. Done. Now here we need to create the sketch. Plane is selected. Start sketching on that. Let us see the drawing. We need to create one circle of diameter 40 mm. So start sketching circle on that plane. Diameter of this one is 40 mm. Done. Sketch is defined. So finish the sketch and that to be extruded to a specific depth, right? So start with extrusion. Select that space that to be extruded in the opposite direction, and as a distance you can select this one to object. Let us select that object. Done. You can see the drawing again. So on this surface we need to provide another circle of diameter 28 mm and that to be extruded to a depth of 70 mm. So select that plane, and on that plane we need to start sketching a circle of diameter 28 mm. So plane is selected, create circle. It will be a circle of diameter 28 mm. Done. Sketch is fully defined. So finish the sketch and that to be extruded to a depth of 70 mm. Start extrusion from here. Select the specific areas to be extruded and the depth of extrusion will be 70 mm. Done. Now we need to put some fillets at specific locations. Let us see it. At this location, you can see the intersection between the two cylindrical portions. We need to provide a fillet of radius 5 mm. And at this surface also we need to provide a fillet of radius 2 mm. So let us select this specific edge and we can provide a fillet of radius 5 mm. Done. This is made. Now you can see it again. We need to provide a fillet of radius 2 mm at these two locations. So let us select the specific edges. By control you can select multiple entities. Selected. Now you can provide fillet of radius 2 mm. Done. Our object is ready, right? Let us provide better reference to this one. So hit A for appearance as a shortcut, and in this case we are considering this one to be made up of polish brush, right? Let us close it. So this is our object, right? This was a very simple model. Initially we made this U shape and that was extruded to a specific depth. Next to that, on top plane we provided two concentric circles of diameter 40 and 70 mm and it was extruded to a depth of 30 mm with an offset of 40 mm. And later on we provide a mirror of this one with respect to this top plane, and finally we provided these cylindrical portions at a specific distance away. Okay, so with this one we'll conclude our 31st video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you again. Bye.
If you like this video, please subscribe and share, and if you have any kind of doubts, please write to me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you again. Bye.